Hi, my name is James Orvis, and in today's video we are going to be looking at the brand new Meteor pack. I've had a play around with this thing and the samples are unreal. I love it already. It's so cool. Really dark, kind of ominous techno type sounds. A lot of really nice kind of groovy hypnotic rhythms in there as well. Really tasteful sound design in this one. I've had a quick go, like I've been through the folders and had a look. I wanted to keep it fresh and enjoy the discovery with you guys of me going through the pack. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm just going to have a little play around and go through with you. It's worth noting that we've resculptured the folder design of these packs. We've massively bumped up the collection in this pack, so you get 703 sounds in here. So the folders themselves are a lot bigger than usual as well. So for instance, like the drum folder, how many we've got in here? We've got 222 loops. So the way that these have been done is in a really useful way, actually. So I love it when packs are made like this. So what you can do is you get the full kind of collection. So these are all labeled Vortex. So imagine that's like one son, and then you get everything kind of stripped down into each section. So you've got the full loop, and then you can pick apart each one. So it's really useful actually, because you might not want to use all of the elements within that loop, and you might just want the hats, for instance. I find this really useful when writing music, because when packs are presented like this, what I will do is if I've got a track going, I'm just trying to find, that top loop or some percussive energy, I can just go through here and click the no kick loop. So I find that really useful. I'll go to no kick. So let's just do that on a few of them. Maybe I find that one there, and I'm like, oh yeah, I might use the percussive element. But I've listened to the whole idea of it, and I might like a couple of elements, and then I can go in and strip away those things and put them into my track. So I might want to take the hats, and I also might want to take the percussion as well. So I can drag those out instead of using that full no kick loop, which is super useful. So yeah, that's really cool. And then in this pack as well, we've got bass loops. So we've got 37 bass loops, all labeled by name, which is really helpful. So if you know that there's one in there, you'll remember it by the name. You can go back at a later stage and grab it. Also, these are labeled by BPM and also key, which is super useful. And then we've got chord loops. You get 37 chord loops in there. Again, all labeled accordingly. And then we've got drum hits, which we'll go into in a second. So you get, let's have a look, 37 claps, 37 hats, 37 kicks, all labeled by key, which is amazing, because I see packs all the time that are not labeled in key with the kicks, and I have to kind of work out what key they're in. So it's really cool that these are all labeled. So if you know you're working in the key of G, for instance, you've got your chords and your melodies set up, you can just go in and look through the kicks that are in G, or maybe C, so you know it's in scale, or yeah, like it could be a note that's in key with that. So you can go in there and just pick out those ones. Percussion, they're all labeled by name as well. So you've got 37 of them. Again, this just makes it so easy. Like, instead of things just being number 73 in a pack, you know that there might be a percussion that you used previously. It might be this one Sunday, and then you know that when you go back into this pack and you know what you're looking for, you don't have to dig for it. You just know that it's called Sunday. You can go straight to it. Makes it much quicker. Snare drums, you get 37 of them as well. So massive amounts of percussion there, all really high quality as well. Not overly saturated, there's not like 200 kicks in there, because you don't need 200 kicks. You just need a good solid selection of really high quality kicks. Let's have a look. So we've gone through them. Top loops, you get 37 top loops on top of the drum loops, which is really cool. There's even more there. And then we've got effects, so 37 effects, and then we've got pads, 37 pads. Percussion loops, so 37, they're on top of the drum loops as well, so you get more percussion loops there. Really good value in this pack. Rhythmical textures, these are super handy. We're going to go through the sounds in a bit, what those sound like. And then we've got synth loops as well, so 37 synth loops, massive pack. So yeah, to start with, what we're going to do is we're just going to play around There's a lot of loops in here that I've not heard yet, so we're going to discover them together. I'm going to drop them in. We're going to combine a few of them. I might add some effects and stuff like that. And then also we'll come on to this drum kit. I've sectioned them off and already put the samples in, so all kick samples are in there, all claps, and we'll just kind of make little patterns and see what we can get out of it. So let's go ahead and just dive right in and start to do that. So what do we want first? Maybe we'll start with a bass loop. Let's get that going first. And then it'll be easier to determine what kick we're going to use and stuff like that. Yep, I like that. That's cool. Let's just press play and start to audition other stuff and add them in. So what I'm going to do is actually we're gonna take out hats and kicks and loops and stuff from different packs. In fact, the first thing I might do is find a kick drum that is in with the key of D. So let's go ahead and do that. And if I just go into this, let's just draw in a kick pattern, just a really simple one. And we can go in and find one that's in key. So maybe we'll go for the key there. I really like that already. Honestly, I love this pack. You just instantly drag stuff out and it just works really nicely together. It's really cohesive. So let's go back to loops. Actually, it's worth noting the drum loops as well. There's some really, really nice kick patterns going on in some of these. Like that one, for instance. It's not just straight 4/4. So I find another one. There's like them little bits in between that are really, really cool. So yeah, I really like them. Let's just go in and start to drag stuff in then. Really like that clap, so we could just solo that out of it. Just go in there and do this. So I know you're using like I've said this before. I know we're using like loops and stuff, but you can make something that's really unique, to be honest. Once you start chopping stuff up and adding your own effects and things like that, and combining them in ways that have not been presented in the pack. So you're not just taking, like I'm not just taking like this and saying that's my track and I'm going to work with that. I'm gonna use the samples and stuff in creative ways, pitch them in different ways, and add effects and things like that. Instantly, that is just such a good groove and everything going on there. Let's move on to maybe we've got bass going on. Let's look at the synth loops. What key was we in? Was in D. So let's just try and find something. I really like that little fill going on there. Not the whole loop for this. Maybe we'll just do this. Take that first one off. And I want to add a big reverb to that. So I always have these on standard. I've got a reverb and a dub delay. Rhythmical textures. Let's look at these. So these like really nice, like gritty textures. Let's have a look. I want to get rid of this bass a second. That's cool. So these are like really good textures that you can add more groove to what you're doing. So there's a lot of frequency content going on with this, but I don't have to use it all, so I could just pull out a bit of it. Could take that and then could just add in, I'm just going to use this little menu thing that I found recently. So it's just a really quick way for me to bring stuff up without menu diving. So it makes the videos quicker as well. If you want more info on that, drop us a comment in the comments below and I'll talk you through it in another video maybe. So basically, if you use this menu, you can just bring up these sounds just a really quick way. So if we go into my delay, I can bring up an echo. Let's bring that up. Actually, I'll just use the reverb in there. And then we'll sidechain that to the kick. Let's go for notes. Nope. No, it did work on dotted. That's really cool. We've added in like nice texture bed out of that, just on using that rhythmical texture section. So you can bring stuff up in here and choose them as like little extra percussive layers. I've got pads and atmospheres as well, so let's have a look at them. Could be quite cool for a breakdown or just a little extra element. So yeah, some really nice pads that you could use as like a layer or for a breakdown, stuff like that. Drum top loops, you know, we've got this going, but maybe we want to add in a top. Just like a little element, you know, you could drop that in there. So we've got effects. These are really cool, really unique sounding as well. I like that one, that's cool. Let's go for this one. So you could use that as like a little, put it through a reverb as well. Use it on a drop. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me just strip back some of these. Really like that. That's really nice. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to get rid of that now. So let's just delete it and maybe look at the samples. So yeah, there's tons of loops in there for inspiration for starting a track, or if your track's missing something, I'm sure there's bits and elements in here that you could use to kind of bring it up. You know, just going for like the top loops or percussive loops, find little elements and textures that you could really help bring your track to life. So let's go ahead and look at the samples as well and make little beats with them. Like that one, it's a really nice deep kick. I'm just gonna make a few loops really, just go through, put in some basic loops like this. Some really nice stuff in here. Let's draw in like a little shaker type pattern and find a nice sample for it. That's cool already. I just love this part. You just bring stuff up and it sounds great straight away. Yeah, it just works. All of it. Bring that up. And drop another hat in there as well. Yeah, it'll do for now. I'm going to change that clap over. This is the interesting one for me, percussion. So let's see what we've got in here. Get rid of that one. What else have we got? Got snares in here as well. Let's get rid of these claps. Maybe just have like kind of it's feeling a bit tech housey. I'm trying to demonstrate a more techno-y pack. I suppose that's good testament though, really. Shows you that it's quite versatile, this pack. That's quite nice actually. Let's see what that kick does. Stick with that one. Let's start to build up some bass and fins. Bit different. Let's try this. What key are we in there? So we're in D minor. like that. That's cool. Oh, I like that little clap layer there. That was really nice. So yeah, it takes a little while to get going, obviously, but once you start layering these sounds in and stuff and picking stuff out, you can get some really nice stuff. I really like that little crunchy sound there. Let's just do this. Just that. I love that. Let me just do that again. Rhythmic Textures, let's bring them in again. We'll start at the bottom this time. That's lovely, that, whatever that is. Just want a little bit of that, just this little crescendo bit. So you can kind of bring that in. Maybe we could add some effects to that as well. Don't ever want that bit. I'm feeling like I want to drop a roll and space echo on this. So let's go in and add guitar rig. Yeah, I'm feeling this. Let's put this on. Where is it? That is sounding great. Let's have a look in the Meteor pack again, see what else we can add to it. So you can quickly get ideas going with this, brilliant. Percussive loops. I feel like I want something to bring up the pace a little bit. That's nice as a little response to that one. Let me just do this, so I'll bring it there. One more, back. There we go, I just want this bit. Could be good for a little breakdown. Really dark, this pack, so good. That's got loads of nice kind of grit and stuff going on there. Maybe we can use that as like a texture loop. I reckon that's going to really go well with that main synth line as well. Not that one, this one. Yes, I'm loving that. That sounds nice. Yeah, it's just really inspiring. Like, I've not planned this at all. I'm just dropping stuff in and playing around with it, and I love it. I think it's such a cool pack. Like, I've been looking for stuff that's quite dark and atmospheric and that, and I think this pack really delivers on that. So if you're making, or if you're wanting to make really deep, dark kind of techno that's also really grooving as well, like, because I love that. I love it when techno's really groovy and hypnotic, and I think this lends itself really well to that. And as you saw, like, we was playing around with the drum hits, like the percussion, the claps and stuff like that. And initially I made something that sounded quite tech housey in a way, which is testament to how versatile the pack can actually be. So the initial demo might not be your taste. Let's say for instance it's not, and you're making something that's quite different. Still go ahead and play around with this pack, because I'm sure there's textures and stuff in there which you can add to your style, which will make it like quite unique. I'll definitely be going to this pack quite often. It's really, really dusty, kind of organic sounding, and I love that in a pack. And I like the way that the drum hits are quite clean as well. So you've got that nice contrast of having really dusty, dark sounds, and then you've got these really clean sounds that cut through the mix as well. The pack's been put together in such a nice way, and I feel like all of the folders really complement each other, as I've said before. And also the value of the pack as well. It's the biggest pack to date that Audiotent have done in terms of value of what you get in there. It's a great pack, and it should kind of fulfill your needs when making your next track. Thank you for watching. My name's James Orvis. Any questions about the pack or any experiences, let us know the results you've got with it if you've already bought it. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.